dear students, how are you all? I hope that you all are completely fit and fine. So students, have you ever been to a zoo? I'm sure that you must have visited many zoos. But what about jungles? What about forests? Have you ever been to any of them? Especially the jungles of the east. Just imagine that you are walking through one of these jungles, right? And what happens that you come face to face with such a wild beast? What are you going to do? Will you be able to identify this? Which beast is standing in front of you? Will you be able to know about that particular beast? Well, in order to help you out in this problem, we have come with some amazing ways of identifying these wild animals. So yes, my dear students, yes, now you are able to guess it correctly that in this video, we'll be discussing the poem, How to Tell Wild Animals. Let us now see who's the person who has written this hilarious poem. So it is written by Carolyn Wells. So let's first read something about Carolyn Wells. So Carolyn Wells, she was born on 18th of June 1862 and she passed away on 26th March 1942. She was an American authoress and poetess, and she was very famous for her books which were based on mystery. Her famous works, they include At the Sign of the Sphinx 1896, The Jingle Book 1899, The Story of Betty 1899, etc. Let us now see what is the theme of this poem. As I've already told you that this poem is very hilarious. So obviously the theme has to be humorous. It's very funny, it's very amusing, it is very entertaining. And what are you going to read in this poem? It's very simple. Here in this humorous poem, the poetess, she has suggested some dangerous ways to identify wild animals. Now you must be thinking, I told you initially that it is humorous, but the ways are dangerous. Yes, my dear students, it is not only humorous, but dangerous as well. How come dangerous? Well, you will come to know when you read the poem. So, the use of emotions and words in this poem is not only humorous, but ironical as well. Why? As I told you, you will read this in the poem. Then, the poetess here treats even ferocious animals and these beasts of prey with a code of gentle but weird humor. So this humor has been created in the poem by the ways that the poetess, she has suggested to identify these beasts of prey or these animals. So I'm sure now you are very excited in order to go through the poem. So here I present to you the very first stanza of the poem. Let's read it and try to understand it. If ever you should go by chance to jungles in the east, and if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast, if he roars at you as you're dying, you'll know it is the Asian lion. So, let's try to understand this line by line. Okay, if ever you should go by chance. So, if ever it happens, you get this chance of going to jungles of the east, right? So which jungles are we talking about? The jungles that are present in the eastern countries of Asia, right? Now these jungles, they are very dense and they are famous for this particular animal. Okay, so if ever you should go by chance to jungles in the east, and if there should to you advance, and if it happens that there somebody advances towards you, that means somebody is coming closer to you. A large and tawny beast, now who's coming closer to you? It's a large, it's a magnificent, it's a giant and tawny beast. Now what is tawny beast? It's a yellowish brown color beast. Okay, so such a beast, he is coming closer to you. If he roars at you, so if he roars at you as you are dying. So if he roars at you, you are dying. That means if he roars, that means his roar is very loud and that loud roar is capable enough of causing anybody's death, right? So if he roars at you as you're dying, you'll know it is the Asian lion. So by this means or by this way, you will come to know that it is the Asian lion. So I hope you're able to understand how to identify the Asiatic lion. So let's try to understand this stanza once again. So by chance, if it happens that you go to jungles in the east, and if there somebody is approaching you, right, somebody is coming closer to you, and it's a large and yellowish brown color beast, right, and if he roars at you, because the roar itself is capable enough of killing you, then you'll know it is the Asian lion. So I hope you're able to understand this stanza. Let us now proceed to the next stanza. And this says, or if sometime when roaming round, a noble wild beast greets you with black stripes on a yellow ground, just notice if he eats you. The simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. So what has been mentioned here? Here we are talking about the Bengal tiger. And what is the way of identifying a Bengal tiger? It is like this. Or if sometime when roaming round. So if sometime it happens when you're roaming round, you're just taking a walk, you're roaming here and there. Okay, a noble wild beast greets you, and then you are welcomed, you are greeted by a noble wild beast. Noble wild beast? What is the meaning of noble? It is royal, it is highborn, it is aristocratic. So we are calling this animal to be very noble or royal. So if you are welcomed by such a royal wild beast with black stripes on a yellow ground, so he has got a yellow body, a yellow colored skin with black stripes on it, right? Just notice if he eats you. So if he starts eating you, if he eats you, the simple rule may help you learn. So with the simple rule, you will be able to learn that the Bengal tiger is to discern. That means you'll be able to recognize or discern the Bengal tiger. So I hope you're able to understand even this rule, that if there is this animal when you're roaming around and he has got a yellow body with black stripes, and if he eats you, right? So at that time, you'll be able to learn that it is Bengal tiger that you are recognizing. So I hope even this stanza is clear. Let us now proceed to the next stanza of the poem. If strolling forth a beast you view, whose hide with spots is peppered, as soon he has leapt on you, you'll know it is the leopard. It will do no good to roar with pain, he will only leap and leap again. So here, what does it mean? If strolling forth, when you're walking very slowly, if you're going here and there again very slowly, right? A beast you view, and what do you see? You see a beast. Once again, when animal is there and you see it, whose hide with spots is peppered. So his hide, that means his skin, has got spots. And what kind of spots? Well, it is peppered. That means black dots are present on his skin. As soon as he has leapt on you. So as soon as he pounces upon you, it jumps upon you, right? You will know it is the leopard. So it's very easy. When you are on a stroll, when you are walking very slowly and you see a beast whose hide, whose skin has got black colored dots on it, that means some spots are present on the body. As soon as he leaps on you, you will know it is the leopard. It will do no good to roar with pain. So even if you cry with pain, there will be no use of it. Why? Because he will only leap and leap again. That means he will continue jumping or pouncing upon you again and again, and he is going to kill you. So I hope you are able to again understand how to identify whether the animal in front of you is a leopard or not. Let us now proceed to the next stanza of the poem. If when you're walking round your yard, you meet a creature there who hugs you very, very hard, be sure it is a bear. If you have any doubts, I guess he'll give you just one more caress, right? Okay. If when you're walking round your yard, so what are you doing this time? Well, you're walking round your yard. You're taking a walk outside your house, right? In your yard, okay? You meet a creature there, and then you meet a creature who hugs you very, very hard. And now this creature, what is he going to do? He hugs you. And my dear kids, it is not a very friendly hug, right? It is a very hard hug, and it is very strong. It is powerful enough to kill you, right? So at this time, if he hugs you very, very hard, then you should be sure that it is a bear. In case you have still any doubts left, I guess he'll give you just one more caress. So in that case, he is going to give you one more caress. Caress means a gentle touch. That means he is going to touch you very gently, but that is not going to be a gentle touch, right? It is going to be a big paw that is coming in front of you and with the claws. So it can be very risky, it can be very dangerous. So I hope you won't be having any doubts to identify whether it's a bear or not. Here we proceed to the next stanza of the poem. Though to distinguish beast of prey a novice might nonplus, the crocodile you always may tell from the hyena thus. Hyenas come with merry smiles, but if they weep, they are crocodiles, right? Though to distinguish beast of prey. So, in order to distinguish between beast of prey, right, a novice might nonplus. That means a new learner or a new beginner or someone who's new to a job. He might get nonplussed or confused, right? That means somebody who's inexperienced, he might get confused. The crocodile you always may tell from the hyena thus, but it is very easy to distinguish between a crocodile and a hyena. Why? Because hyenas, they come with merry smiles. Because hyenas, when they come for hunting, when they go for killing, right, then they go with merry smiles, right? So they have those happy smiles on their faces. But what about crocodiles? If it is not smiling, in fact it is weeping, in fact it is shedding tears, then it's a crocodile. So I hope this method is quite easy to understand in order to distinguish between a hyena and a crocodile. Let us now proceed to the last stanza of the poem, and it says, the true chameleon is small, a lizard sort of thing. He hasn't any ears at all and not a single wing. If there is nothing on the tree, 'tis the chameleon that you see. Okay, so the true chameleon is small. That means a real chameleon is very small. It's a lizard sort of thing. That means it looks like a lizard. He has no ears at all. So there are no ears on its body and not a single wing. Okay, even wings are absent. Okay, and if you see that there is nothing on the tree, then definitely you are seeing a chameleon. Why? Because chameleons, they have this property of camouflaging. They change their color of the body, right, as per their surroundings. Okay, if they are sitting on a brown bark of a tree, then they'll be turning to brown color. If they are sitting among the leaves, then they'll be turning to green color. So this is their property. So if you see that there is nothing on the tree, you are definitely seeing a chameleon. So students, I hope you are able to understand how to identify whether there is a chameleon or not. So with this, we have completed the poem, and I'm sure that you must have learned the various ways of identifying these wild animals, which are very risky as well as they can cost one's life. Okay, let us now try to understand what is the message of this poem. So the poem How to Tell Wild Animals by Carolyn Wells, it revolves around the dangerous ways which we have seen, right? To identify the wild animals, the poetess tries to distinguish one animal from the other in a very humorous way or hilarious way. She suggests to her readers, by the means of her poem, she is suggesting to her readers that it is very risky to be in such a close proximity to these wild animals. So stay away from them as far as possible. Okay, so this is your entire poem. I'm sure you are able to understand it and you definitely liked it. That is all from my side. Thank you.